In this video, I'm going to be reviewing NordicTrack's S24 bike. Now this bike is new for 2025, but me and this bike have got history before then, and it also has a secret that I think may really impact your buying decision. Let's get cracking. So let's start with the history of this bike, and this video isn't going to be like other videos you've watched on this bike. So in the bigger picture, there's Icon Fitness, and they own several brands such as the Weeder brand, also Proform, and also, of course, NordicTrack. And they all use the same software where they're iFIT enabled, and that's the iFIT software. Currently in its 2.0 iteration, this is amazing software, and I'm going to show you this in a moment. The good thing about this is you can have things like a Proform treadmill, if that's what you wanted, and a NordicTrack bike. Because they're under the same umbrella, they all use the iFIT software. One subscription covers them all. And that's the reason why I say I've got history with this bike, because before becoming the S24 NordicTrack bike, this bike was Proform's flagship bike, the C22 Pro. A bike which I described as being a good bike with a great tablet. However, there have been some significant improvements to this bike since then. So let's start with the touch points, because these are really important. Now the handlebars go up and down, and like other NordicTrack bikes, they don't go forwards and backwards, but I'll show you the hand positions in a sec. You've also got the seat, so the seat height goes up and down. In addition to that, you can also move this backwards and forwards. I'm just going to switch to a point of view camera here. So the touch points here, excellent. So you've got lots of different hand positions. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, up to 7 different places where you can put your hands. And the material they use on these handlebars as well is excellent. It's really comfortable, it's not harsh, it's not hard on your hands, it's really a pleasure to use. Next is the seat, which on the Proform model was horrendous. It was just, you can get bedding in time with seats. However, when I sat on that seat, and I've had, hundreds, thousands, over 1,000 rides on bikes like this, I knew I wasn't going to get used to it, so I just changed it out straight away. This is actually a very good seat. So with these handlebars and this new seat, I find that it's really easy to get into a good riding position, whether it's more of a road riding position down here, or perhaps more of a mountain bike position up here. Now, the only thing I have noticed is the handlebars don't go up that high. So I'm 5'7". I think if you're 6 foot, you're fine. I think if you're like kind of 6'4", 6'5", you may find that you'll continually feel like you're more of a road riding position, just because the max height on these isn't as much as it is on the X24 bike. Next is pedals, and this is the final touch point. And they come with these pedals. So these have got an SPD cleat on one side and also a cage on the other. And these are standard pedals, so if you've got your own preference, you can just swap the pedals out. I would say that these are actually really good pedals. If your surname is Payer and your first name is Bill, then I would encourage you to use this side. So this is the SPD side, and you get the cleats that go in here with the bike. Buy yourself something like some Nike Super Reps. These are really good cycling shoes. Go one size larger than you would do in sneakers, and then you're good to go. And then you get a really good connection with the bike for that pushing and pulling action. Everybody else can use the cages. The cages are fine, they're just not my preference, and they're not as good as using this side. Next, I want to talk about the drivetrain. Now, what you probably can't see from that angle is that my hips, my knees, and my feet are really well aligned in a straight line. So that makes this pedal stroke really quite comfortable and easy to use. And it feels to me like the drivetrain is a big upgrade from its Proform predecessor. So if I hit mid resistance, I can feel that coming on. Yeah, that's actually pretty high resistance at mid-level. So I would describe this as like riding up a medium hill, even at 14. If I take it all the way to 24, oh, crikey. So this is full resistance, and I'm probably gonna need to come out. I can't sustain this for very long. And if I come out of the saddle and really start pushing down on these pedals, then it's smooth all the way around. Sometimes when you've got a magnetic resistance bike, I'm gonna have to, I've got it back down to 6. I might need my inhaler. So sometimes when you've got a magnetic resistance bike, when you're pushing down hard on the pedals, you can just feel like you're almost stamping down on them because it hasn't got the resistance to kind of stop your full body weight. Not with this, it's really, really smooth. To the point where I actually find the resistance and the drivetrain on this bike, I'm gonna need a break, to be excellent. If you watch my videos, you'll know I'm a fan of NordicTrack equipment, and if you're thinking about buying this bike or any other piece of equipment from them, I'll put a link in the description and also the pinned comment. If you use that link to go to their website, that takes you to the best price there, and it also helps support the channel, which is greatly appreciated. So let me show you around this tablet because this is a huge upgrade. In addition to that, you've also got a fan now on this machine that wasn't here in its Proform iteration. And with the fan, you've got a choice of speeds. So you've got 1, 2, 3 or auto. My favorite is auto. You put it in auto, set and forget, and the harder you pedal, the harder this fan will blow. It's a really good feature. Within the tablet here, you can see how smooth it is. I mean, this, without ruining the conclusion, this is the best tablet I've ever used on this machine. I'm going to talk more about this tablet in a second. So you've got different types of ride here, and these are their outdoor scenic rides, which are truly excellent. I quite like the mountain bike rides and also some of these, like the group rides as well. You've got challenges. So if you want to join a challenge, you can do. You've also got things that are featured now. So this is a running workout, so I'm not entirely sure why it's on the bike, but it's there. If you've got a treadmill, obviously you'll see a different set of workouts here than if you've got a bike. I think that might be in the wrong place. So you've got featured now, you've also got class workouts. Now it's worth saying that the class workouts aren't quite as good as Peloton's. But where they really shine, head and shoulders above everyone else, are these outdoor immersive experiences. Also, based on what I've done before, it's recommending these rides for me. You can also create workouts as well if you want to. Now, there's some templates on here already. So this one is a beginner progressive hill climb. I can either use this workout or I can edit it and change it around slightly. And this is really good for instance, if you're doing a certain type of training, you might want 2 minutes on, 2 minutes off. You can just build your own workout. Another excellent feature is the apps. So there's lots of apps on here. I don't have many downloaded, but I do watch a little bit of Netflix and I haven't downloaded Amazon Prime on this machine. You've got Spotify as well, and you've also got Audible, and you've also got podcasts and the iHeartRadio. So quite often I might just start a manual workout if I'm not looking to do a connected fitness workout. And then I will overlay it with an app like Netflix. And then I will watch whatever I want to watch on Netflix with the actual workout running in the background. Now, if I'm doing an iFIT type workout, so not just laps, for instance, something like one of these workouts, every time there's a change in the workout, I'll get a beep that comes through on the Netflix app just to let me know there's a change. Another thing you can do within a workout, I'll just turn this down slightly, is you've got different volumes. So this is the trainer volume. I can turn it up or down. You've got music stations by Feed FM, and you can actually adjust the volume of those as well. But what I quite like to do is replace the Feed FM with something like Spotify or a podcast. And because there's 2 soundtracks, you've got the trainer soundtrack and you've also got the app soundtrack, you can adjust the volume of your Spotify and also the trainer just to get them in perfect sync. Okay, so we're going POV again. We're on the glass cam. At the start of this video, I said to you that this bike has a secret, and that's that the tablet, and it's the best tablet I've used on any connected fitness device. Let's have a look. The tablet here is the same tablet which is on the more expensive X24 bike. They share the same tablet. If I come over here to the treadmill, this is the 2450 treadmill. This treadmill is typically 50% more expensive than the S24 bike. It has the same tablet. If you were to go into NordicTrack's website, links in description, and look at their most expensive treadmill, the most expensive thing they sell, which is the X24 incline treadmill, that has the same 24-inch tablet as this bike and is typically more than twice the price. So when it comes to the value of the price of this bike compared to the technology you're getting on it, this is an exceptional value proposition. There are a couple of downsides, and the first one is that you don't get a phone holder. I've just fitted like this magnetic phone holder here, and there's nowhere to put your stuff. So if I look at the X24 treadmill here, you've got this tray here where your weights go and you can put your keys and your headphones, etc. You don't get that with the S24, but these are quite cheap. This was less than $10, and you can buy just little spin bike trays to go there for your headphones. The other thing is the dumbbell position. Now it's good that you get dumbbells with this bike. However, the position of these means that sometimes I can just feel that with the back of my leg. Now, this is easily solved by just removing the dumbbell. And if you still find it's an issue, then this is just 2 screws here. So you can just remove the dumbbell holders and just have the seat there if that is a problem for you. So in conclusion, in its Proform iteration, this was very much a 7 out of 10 bike with a 10 out of 10 tablet. In this NordicTrack configuration and the upgrades they've made to things like the auto fan, the saddle, and the drivetrain does feel greatly improved. It's a fantastic drivetrain. I'm actually going to increase the score quite a bit. So this is very much a 10 out of 10 tablet, as you already know. The bike itself, I'm going to give this an 8.5 out of 10, maybe a 9. I'm not sure. Somewhere between an 8.5 and a 9. Because when I'm switching between the 2 bikes in here in this gym, I actually don't mind which one I'm on. They're both equally as comfortable. The resistance feels fantastic on both. This bike doesn't go up and down on hills like the X24 bike does. And as much as I do really like that feature, because when you go up a hill, it gets harder to pedal. When you go down a hill, it gets easier to pedal. It's not on this bike. I don't miss it kind of as much as I thought I would. So if you kind of not that bothered about that feature, then this makes this a fantastic choice for you. And if you want to see what I think about this bike here, the X24, then just click on this video I've put down here for my full review of this bike. I'm going to be filming a comparison video as well for the 2 of these bikes. And that video, when it's done, will be right down here. Whichever video you watch here will link into the other one that you haven't watched. Until next time, see you soon.